All right, we're going to go through and practice trying to figure out how you identify the different parts of an experiment. The independent variable, dependent variable, control group, experimental group, and constants, or what we call those controlled variables. And so the first thing we're going to do is going to kind of go through our little scenario here. And the first thing we're going to do, let me get my pen going here. A researcher reports that individuals on a diet containing large amounts of oat bran had lower cholesterol levels than individuals on a diet with no oat bran. The test subjects were the same age, sex, and weight. Well, the independent variable is what you are testing. Okay, so what they're testing is a diet with large amounts of oat bran. Okay. So, oat bran diet, okay? The dependent variable is what you measure, what you hope to see a change in. Well, what are they hoping to see a change in if people eat a high oat bran diet? I'll just put high oat bran diet by that. They want to see if they have lower cholesterol levels. So what they're measuring is the cholesterol level. Okay. Now your control group doesn't receive the change, and the experimental group does receive the change. So we had one group that had a diet with large amounts of oat bran. So would that be the control group or the experimental group? It'd be the experimental group because that's what you're experimenting on. They're receiving that high oat bran diet. So individuals on high oat bran diet, and the control group, which doesn't receive the change, would be the individuals on no oat bran diet. Okay? Constants are those things that stay the same. So really look for things that stay the same. What did they keep the same? Here you can see that word same. Their age, sex, and weight. Okay? So let's go through and do one more. And here's a way you can kind of help yourself out. An experiment was conducted to determine the effects of classical music on growth rate of marigolds. They have just told you your independent variable and your dependent variable. So always look for that in that first sentence. A lot of times they'll already tell you what it is. So the independent variable is what you're testing. They said 2 groups of plants are grown from seed in identical soil types, exposed to identical light conditions, and given the same nutrients. Group A is in a quiet atmosphere. Group B plants have classical music played, okay? And so the independent variable here is classical music. The dependent variable, what they're measuring is the growth rate of the marigolds. And there's 2 groups. Group A in a quiet atmosphere, so are they receiving the classical music? Are they receiving this change or not? No, they're quiet, so they're the control group. So group in quiet atmosphere. Group A. Group with classical music. Group B. I don't want you to just put Group A, Group B, because that won't mean anything to me. You need to identify what the group that's in what type of atmosphere in this case. Remember constants, those things that stay the same. So identical, that word means the same as the same. So they had identical soil types, light, and same nutrients. Okay? So soil, nutrients, and light. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're identifying all of these. So your job before you come to class on Tuesday for our Teams meeting is just to select one of these. If you want to do more, if you want to do all of them, you can, but at least have one of these done to see if you can complete and identify all of these variables. And we'll kind of talk through and go through some of that again tomorrow, all right? We'll see you tomorrow.